All right, everyone, please have a seat. Everyone, please have a seat. All right, everyone, this is the 187 District Court. Happy Tuesday. The good thing about Tuesday is you're closer to Friday than you were yesterday. So everyone, let's be nice to everyone, put some patience in your pocket and everything will go well. These are the rules of the 187 District Court. I try to keep the well as least congested as possible. So attorneys, if you need to speak to the state, just grab your file, place it on their desk and have a seat, and they will call you in the order in which they received your file. No one will be skipping over anyone. If you look to the left to the sign that no one reads, if you need to approach the court, just ask the clerk for your file and the clerk will sit your file up next to me, and please have a seat. Please don't involve me in a stare down because I just got your file because I'm signing other documents. And I promise you, I will call you as quickly as possible. Do not approach the court with your file if you have not conferred with the state. It is required that you confer with the state. Once the state gives you an offer, it's required that your client receives that offer. And no one is to sit on the first row unless you came in late. T-shirt, yeah, unless you came in late. All right, I'm gonna call the docket. If you are here, please let me know you are here. If you do not answer, I'm gonna assume you're not here and a warrant may be issued for your arrest. Israel Elizondo, thank you. Isaiah Gibson.
He's present, Your Honor, will confer with the state.
Thank you.
Thank you.
John Garza. Rodrick Wilson. Jose Perez. Caleb Coleman Lee, you should be an impact. Matthew Salazar. Julian Reyes. Julian Reyes. Nicholas Herrera. Thank you. Juan Avellas. Thank you. Stephen Smith. Paul Vasquez. Jacob Garcia. I'm sorry. All right, thank you. Alfredo Ribago. Robert Cuellar Lopez. Thank you. Renee Korea. Amber Maliguin. How you pronounce your last name? Oh, okay, that's not you. Maliguin, Melugin. Mahia, help me out. Am I pronouncing that correctly? Okay, he thinks so. Your last name is Mahia. All right. Justin Schermerhorn. All right, you need to take those shades off. No, not you. All right. It's going to be a funny Tuesday, right? All right, sir, you need to not sit on the front row. That's okay. And so Justin Schermerhorn, did you answer? Justin Schermerhorn. All right. Taylor Valdez. Brianna Kelly. Matthew Salazar. All right, is that your client? Yes. All right, Mr. Schermerhorn, court is not in the hallway. All right, not on the front row. John Garza. Okay. Amber Holland. Rami Yendo. Am I pronouncing your last name correctly? Sorry. All right. That sounds like a Star Wars name. I mean, it does. Wilman Chapman. Thank you. Connor Sparks. Connor Sparks. Christopher Givens. Christopher Givens. Robert Andrade. Thank you. Rodrick Wilson. Thank you. I may be calling you all twice because there have been some people that have been placed on the trial docket. Jose Perez. And Juan Pablo Avellas. Thank you. All right, these are the persons who are in custody. Robert Alvarez, Eric Cortez, Lindsay Phillips, Bobby Jackson, Davian Graham, Leo Basteri, Daniel Granado, Amy Oliveras, Cortez Polk, Savannah Gutierrez, Ian Trevino, Mary Vidal, Franco Ruiz, and Bobby Jackson. Is there anyone here whose name was not called or you came in late? Yes, Jean Jacket. How do you spell your last name? All right, do you have a case number or SID number? Oh, I like that. Well, just give us a moment, okay? And sir, and behind her? Larry who? Spell your last name? Yeah, spell it. Okay. Do you have a cause number? It should be at the top. It should say like CM or NM. All right. Anyone else whose name wasn't called? Yes. Do you have a case number? All right. So for the people who said that their name wasn't called, have you had a chance to get in touch with your attorney? Just have a seat. Have you had a chance to get in touch with your attorney? You're like, I don't know if I'm going to trust him. Now you'll know you can trust him because I'm going to have you come up to the front. But if your case hasn't been indicted, your case is not set today. All right. So just give us a moment. Have you had a chance to speak with your attorney? All right. Just a second. Then we're going to take care of that. And over here, have you had a chance to speak with your attorney? All right. So what we're going to do is I'm going to have you all come up. If you'll just do a line here, one at a time, and then they'll take care of you. All right. The people who were late, who just walked in, what is your name? Are you guys here on the docket? I'm sorry. All right. And are you who are you here for? I'm sorry. All right. Just give me a moment. I don't know what that's about. Anyone else who just walked in, you need to take a seat on this front row. All right. And what is your name? Yes. What? All right. Just have a seat. All right, everyone, remember what I said. Have some patience in your pocket, pull it out as needed, share it with others. Everyone, please confer.
Give any comment, just make sure that would be my question. Speaking about it.
So. I was not. Yeah.
You don't need to call. You can call. Contact us.
Yeah.
Yeah, once you get invited, you can be a coordinator right now. They might have told me that they. This is the thing. You still have to check in. So it's, you can check in with your. You will want to get in contact. Okay, keep up with your friends.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Hi. I'm sorry, who? No, I don't have any of the files.
I'll get it. Yes, I would be.
All right, Robert Andrade. Hello. You all wanted to approach?
Judge was talking yesterday from the state. Just said that they back case.
All right.
I just presented to the grand jury judge in your building, so they're rushing the indictment, so. I don't know if it's a way to have the basic component of the court going to have to talk, get rid of, I think, for that. Sort, but procedurally, the contender dismissal, the next can be, but that's later, but.
Judge, I'm assuming he doesn't want to get rearrested.
Mr. Andrade, would you like to be rearrested? All right, then your assumption was correct.
Yes, Judge, so that's about.
Okay.
But they're rushing the indictment.
All right. So what I'll do is you tender the dismissal. I'll sign the dismissal. And we'll just have you remain in court before that's put in the system.
Once the new indictment comes down.
Yes. And we're going to immediately go to trial. So if the new indictment were here, we be in trial. So this is going to be reset, Norma, for 10 days for jury trial.
Judge, I would ask for public use. Status suggested it's not just some language in the indictment that's been changed. You've added new allegations. I've never seen it. I've never seen this stuff.
Mhm. Oh. Oh, I don't think they're different police reports. Nobody's told me about that. Okay, well, let's see what he says. Yes. All right, the defense is saying that new allegations have been added to the indictment.
Yes, Judge, there, it's a stop. Intermediary. Full report. Additional allegation within there, it's all within the stop.
All right.
Yeah.
Are there new police reports?
There are, there will be some more coming.
How many?
And some of them are going to be extraneous off.
Okay. Renee?
Eight.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, recall this for jury trial in 20 days. I understand. Okay.
I would. You can pull it off. There's nothing worse than trying to.
Yeah, that's fine. So what date? Okay. Mr. Andrade, you're going to be back on September 13th, dressed for trial.
Judge, may I be excused?
He needs to get a reset form. And you might want to have your client remain so you can make sure that everything is switched over. Look, they do not send this file off. Keep it here.
Yeah, no.
Because they're re-indicting this case, and wait to put this in the system until the other case has been indicted. And they tell me that should be done shortly. Yes. Yeah, just wait. They should have it in a few minutes. Okay. Who's here on Taylor Valdez? All right, and where is Taylor Valdez?
Anything from your side?
Brenda, which page is she on? Yes. All right, I found it. So why were you late?
I couldn't find where I was going.
All right, you need to speak up.
I couldn't find where I was going.
What do you mean you couldn't find where you were going?
You're supposed to go in the clothes.
So do you know where you're supposed to be now?
Yeah.
You are not to be late again. Do you understand? If you're late again, what could happen is you could find yourself at the Bexar County Jail. You understand?
That's fine.
All right, what is happening with this case?
Good, I just received an offer. We can get a plea deadline date. This is a first setting. There are some other cases that are also pending, but I believe the offer that was made will wrap everything up.
Okay. All right, Ms. Ferguson. Ms. Valdez, can I have a 2-week reset, please? And that will be a plea deadline date. All right, we'll be back on September 13th. That's your plea deadline date. What that means is after that date, the court will not entertain any plea bargain agreements with thy good cause. Otherwise, you'll have to plea open to the court. Do you understand?
9 a.m., Judge?
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, you now know where you need to be. All right, let me ask you this. Did those tattoos hurt at all? Really? All right, people always say, depending on where you get the tattoo, it's very painful. Like I saw someone with an ankle tattoo and they said it hurt because it's near the bone. So that didn't hurt at all. Okay. How long did it take?
Oh, wow. Like a few hours.
Oh, wow. I watch Ink Masters.
Oh, okay.
And there, you have people who are like tapping out.
Yeah.
We're there for a while.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you had tattoos?
I've got 2 little ones. One's on my ankle and that one hurt.
It hurt.
Yes.
Okay, what is it a tattoo of?
Fraternity.
Okay. All right. I try to learn everything I can, and I always find it interesting with tattoos. Why did people get them? Did it hurt? So are you just doing the black and white? Are you doing any colors?
I like black and gray.
I don't know why she was there. I thought maybe something about a boy.
Okay. Are you going to get any
But
more?
obviously I want to know.
Okay, what happens if you decide later,
Girl, then it's like.
I don't like it? I've seen people do cover up, like
But if
Sylvester
that's the-
Stallone recently did a cover up. So I'm just wondering.
Oh.
Yeah, I saw somebody now, just like,
I won't see that.
doesn't bother me. I don't really
It's
take
like
the.
big.
She likes me better
Okay.
than I do.
All right, I've learned something new. All right, so they're gonna give you a reset form, okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Printed it once.
No, we're good for that.
So I needed
But yeah,
to
I
sign
like
it.
the page because
I think you put it right there. Yeah.
don't approach them.
I just wanted to know if you, it's in your email.
Yeah,
I don't know if you have a problem.
I don't think so. I mean, if there's anything, we can request those, and if there's anything that we feel like there's problems disclosing, we can do to protect them.
Someone's dimming the lights over there. Is it the trainee? Yes, you dimmed the lights. All right, thank you.
I didn't think you had yet. but-
Brenna, we have a trainee and he's dimming the lights.
Yeah.
Sorry, we have. to-
That's okay.
Here, both of you and me, you know what I mean? But I just.
You're not the first person who's done that.
Make her feel
We can have an
like, you know what I mean?
Jose Perez.
If she signed something when we got somewhere. You know what I mean?
If you don't agree to it, then.
Jose Perez.
It's a
Green shirt
little-
on.
It's a little.
All right, thank you.
Save for later.
You need to be over here.
I know in those she also made.
Yes.
Judge,
She'll also have.
I don't know what my announcement was last time, but we're announcing.
Yeah, she's been a
today.
little, I don't know about something like this necessarily. where-
In the course of getting ready for this trial, we
Been
hired
in
an
the
investigator,
brother Wanting us to
Okay.
present.
30 days ago.
something.
Yeah, it's not a
Discovery
no
witness.
type of situation. We're not.
Any of the source. We've interviewed her recently, and I think we need to go ahead and hire probably two experts, one that I know of and one that I need to find. We're just asking for more time to do that, Judge. It's not a particularly old case.
All right, see you guys back at 1:30.
Or
Trial.
you're denying our motion, Judge?
I don't have a motion before me.
If I file a motion, then the judge will.
Then I will consider it,
Yes.
but I don't have one before me, so I'll see y'all back at 1:30.
Okay.
All right, everyone. I'm trying to keep the well as clear as possible. So if you've turned in your file, just take a seat. You will be called in the order in which I received your file. Nobody's going to be allowed to skip over anyone. All right, who's here on Justin Schermerhorn? Is it the attorney with the shades?
Yeah. They have a little tip to them.
Yeah.
I was thinking maybe, but anyway.
Yeah, mine are transition. So sometimes I come into court and it's like
So
super
fun.
dark. I'm like, sorry.
But I have been known to forget I have sunglasses on. So
Yeah.
I'm like, wait, what do I have? Anyway, okay, I'm Mr. Schermerhorn.
Yes, where are we?
Brian, we have an offer. I also filed a motion to suppress this morning. And he wants a little time to review it. And we have some issues on that to discuss.
I'm
All right, if everyone could please whisper. So the offer has been tendered
Yes, yes, yes.
and you're following a motion to suppress.
Yeah, it's filed, yes.
All right, and is that motion going to be dispositive?
Well, it could be.
And it will be if it's in your favor, but if it's not, it's not.
Yes,
Is that
exactly.
right? Look at me, I'm a mind reader.
Well, I need to vet it a little more. And it's kind of a complicated set of circumstances, and Ron's gonna look at it. It's could be dispositive, yeah,
All right, do you have all of the discovery?
yes.
All right, so if you present a motion with me and you say it's going to be dispositive, then your client will have to do a waiver of jury trial. Otherwise, we'll carry the motion with the trial because
Okay.
it's just easier because all of the witnesses will be
Okay.
here.
Okay,
All right, Miss, do you have all the discovery?
yes, no,
All right, Miss Ferguson, can I have a 30-day reset on Schermerhorn? And this will be your plea deadline date.
okay,
And then after that, if you decide to go to jury trial, I'll give you a jury trial date.
okay. And I'll want to talk to him about the dispositive.
All right, and you may want
But I
to
think- I
speak
think
to the state about that as
that-
well.
I think we'll have it worked out.
All right, so we're going to come back on September 20th at 9 a.m. Just get a reset form from the coordinator, and then you're excused.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Just sit down, Aubrey.
This is the case number. Let's see.
John Roberson, hello.
Good morning, Your Honor.
And who is your client?
Christopher Givens, he should be logging on. He should be on.
All right. All right. Can I see the file on Christopher Givens, please? And you can take that. All right. That's done. And he's connecting to audio. Stephen Smith. All right, so what is happening with this case?
Judge, defendant has, I believe, 7 different cases. I know Mr. Locke indicated he's got to get out of town. So we were hoping to just email him and offer some time to speak. Once we've had a chance to thoroughly go through each one.
All right, and the several cases, they're all misdemeanors, correct?
I believe so.
Okay,
There may be one unsealed, or one, pending indictment.
and do you know what that pending indictment would be for?
It would be, like a criminal district,
Okay,
from January of 2021.
all right. So Ms. Ferguson, can I have a pre-deadline date for Mr. Smith, please? 30 days. All right, so you're going to come back on September 20th. At that time, you're going to let the court know whether or not you're going to accept the state's offer. If you choose not to accept the state's offer, then your plea deadline will have expired and the court will not consider any plea bargain agreements without good cause. Otherwise, you have to plea open to the court. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, they'll give you a reset form.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Maybe excused.
Yes, after the reset form is signed. Renee Korea. All right, where are we on this case?
Judge, we got an offer today. It's a first setting, and I believe it would be resolved if we plea on a misdemeanor that's pending. Mr. Korea has a court date for that September 6th. So we'd like to be able to enter a plea into that, and it should resolve the felony case.
All right. Ms. Ferguson, if you'll put Renee Korea for September 6th. And just be sure to let the judge know that he'll be in misdemeanor court first. All right, just get a reset form.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
Who's here? William Chapman?
I'm here, Judge.
Yes. Where's your client?
He's still on.
All right, it needs to be on that side. All right, have you conferred with the state?
Yes, I did, Your Honor. They were in agreement.
All right, state?
It's when you confer on.
Just one moment. All right, when mom calls, you must always answer. Remember that. All right, so state you're in agreement with waiving fees and his being allowed to partial?
Yes, Judge.
All right, just make sure the complainant is aware that he's impartial. Okay.
Your Honor.
Oh, you're welcome.
That was all we had. May we be excused?
Yes, you may want to get a copy of this from the back.
Will do, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Israel Elizondo, Israel Elizondo.
Yeah.
The one.
So,
And Mr. Robinson, I'm calling them in order of appearance, so you're coming up. You're just not there yet.
I understand. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I have this for you, Judge. Not able to.
Brenda, do you see what page he's on? Thank you. All right, so first things first, we are here for discovery. So where are we on that?
Judge, we provided discovery. Apparently she had some issues opening up the file. And then what we provided, there was some apparently cut off, so we're making another copy of it, but I know that she has filed a motion for some specific discovery that's not currently within the state's possession. And so we, based on her request to the court, through the state, we'll request those records, and then if we need to do a protective order over those records at a future date, we can address that with the court once we receive them. But I have no, obviously, we don't have any idea what's within those records at this point.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can I get a plea deadline date for Elizondo, please, 30 days?
Judge, could I have a little longer than 30 days? I will be gone for half of those 30 days. That's when I'm traveling.
Oh, where are you going?
I am going to France, Italy, and Spain. It's my turn.
What part of France?
Doing the coast, so I'm doing like Nice, Saint-Tropez, the Côte d'Azur, and then I'm doing the Amalfi Coast, and then I'm doing the Costa Brava, so like Barcelona and all small towns, all the Mediterranean.
Okay, and when are you leaving?
I am leaving tomorrow to drive to Houston, and my flight leaves Thursday.
All right, Norma. Norma, is there any way we can spoil her trip and set her for jury trial today? All right, so we'll have you back here at 1:30 for trial.
1:30, 100%, ready to go.
So when will you be back?
I will be back September 12th, so I could have 45 days. That would be closer to 30. If you want to throw me out to October 12th, that would give me 30 days from the time I come back.
Well, if I were to set this in October, it will be a plea deadline date and jury trial date.
Well, then let's not do all that, because the investigator, those records that they provided last time, only some of them were cut off, so I couldn't read the whole thing, but a lot of them were not, and they were extremely useful. My investigator has found some information that's very pertinent, so.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can you put it at the end of September? All right,
I think that should, let me make sure I don't have to be in another county. I don't think that I do. I just always like to check. That way there's no surprises or last minute begging. Let's see.
all right, and have you had a chance to review?
Yeah, I'm here.
We have
September 29th.
the discovery requests.
Yes.
Yes, we'll request those.
All right, so you have any objection to our motion?
Michelle, no objection. to the motion.
Oh,
No objection.
yes, September 29th is the plea deadline date. Yes,
No objection.
all right, and so I will sign your motion. All right, we'll see you on September 29th. That's your plea deadline date. All right, thank you. Amber Holland, good morning.
She's coming up there.
Okay. Yes, where are we on discovery?
I spoke and confirmed with Marcus on this. He's gonna be requesting some additional discovery that I'm missing. The thing I requested last time, I still don't have, so.
What is that?
It was a chain of custody issue and then
All right, everyone, please whisper. Yes.
some chain of custody stuff and then videos.
All right, State, where are we on the videos and chain of custody on this Holland matter?
There's the video issue was just brought up today, and so I'll send out a request for it.
What is it a video of?
He mentioned a few, so I'm just gonna send out a request, making sure we have all the videos for this case.
All right, and then he said chain of custody issue?
It's a document that should have been submitted, so that shouldn't take, we'll get that before we get the video.
All right. All right, Ms. Ferguson, I need a reset date for 3 weeks for Holland. for discovery.
I can do September 13th.
All right, we'll come back on September 13th for discovery, get a reset form from Ms. Ferguson, then you're excused.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
You have a good day.
You too.
Just waiting here for a second. Thursday? Yeah.
All right, Christopher Givens, what's going on with Christopher Givens?
Your
He
Honor,
was
Mr. Givens
ill.
is present by Zoom. We were set yesterday. He was been sick for a couple of days and had some technical problems yesterday afternoon getting on the Zoom. He's here this morning. It is our first appearance and just still going through some discovery. I need to get with him this week to go through that.
All right, I'm going to give you a 30-day reset, and Mr. Givens, you need to be in court. And if you have a medical issue, you need to have medical documentation. Do you understand? All right, obviously he can't hear me and it's not working. So just be sure to let him know that.
I will, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, I need a 30-day reset on Christopher Givens, please. A 30-day reset on Christopher Givens. All right, so we're going to come back on the 20th, and your client is not allowed to appear by Zoom because obviously he can't work Zoom.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good day.
All right, you too. Bye-bye. Nicholas Herrera. All right, where are we on Mr. Herrera?
Judge, the third setting, we've conferred today, we've got some documentation that we need to get to the state. It's mitigating. Hopefully we can get an agreement after that.
What documentation?
Some medical stuff, Judge.
All right.
And then, Your Honor, see, we are working on contacting.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, I need a 2-week reset on Herrera. So documentation needs to be turned over to the state before the next setting and talk to the complainant before the next setting.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. No big excuse, Judge,
No, you gotta get a date.
after that.
That's-
This is
Nicholas Herrera. All right, September 6th is your plea deadline date. All right, just get a reset form. You're welcome.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Robert Cuellar Lopez. Who's the attorney for Robert Cuellar Lopez? Okay,
probably not me, but probably not me listed, but it's me to go.
all right, where are we on this case?
This is, I believe, Judge, this is our first setting.
People always come up and say it's their first setting. Like it is. I mean, I admire that it's your first setting, but in other courts, first setting is like jury trial.
So it's the first chance we've had to confer. We confer. I think the state's been early.
See how people just slide over that? Like you go to other courts and when it's your first setting, it's like you're going to jury trial. So what have you all discussed?
Because it's the first setting, defendants pointed out some issues with the case that we're looking into, so we haven't officially made an offer yet.
All right, so do you have all the discovery?
I believe we do, Your Honor. I'll double check today if we haven't.
All right, and you're not prepared to make an offer today?
Correct.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, on Cuellar Lopez. Recall this in 1 month, and you all need to confer off docket to make an offer.
Yes, sir.
All right. All right, September 20th is going to be your plea deadline date.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, just get a reset form for Ms. Ferguson.
Appreciate it.
Alfredo Ribago.
I'm appointed on this case. I haven't been able to get a hold of him. He's not here this morning.
All right, state. Court is calling 2022 CR 6321, State of Texas versus Alfredo Ribago. Could our parties announce for the record for the state,
Marcus Sanders.
for the defense?
Jesse Sepulveda.
All right, this hearing was scheduled at 9 a.m. It is now 9:53 a.m. Alfred Jose Ribago hasn't been in the courtroom. Could you make an announcement outside the court to see if Alfredo Ribago is in the outside the courtroom, please? Defense, have you had any contact with your client?
No, you're.
All right. Deputy, is there an Alfredo Jose Ribago outside? All right, thank you. State,
Because we're gonna ask that his bond be forfeited and a warrant issued.
that'll be granted. Your client will be remanded without bond. If he makes an appearance, the court will reconsider.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
And
Yes,
she-
yes.
Hi. What defendant? Michael, does that sound familiar to you at all?
I saw you sent an email, but I haven't been able to check it.
Yeah, it's kind of. Hectic. I gotta get started on the paperwork, but. What is the VIN number on it?
Isn't there's no bond condition in place, right? If he's not living at the house.
Yes, yeah.
So if it's the protective order, then that needs to be handled on the civil side, right? Because what I'm seeing is that like you reach out to Benton, asking for the PO modification. But if he's not residing at the same house as the victim, then that's not a violation.
We have an announcement.
I think it's probably something we need to address with PO.
All right, then let's
Yeah, 'cause
reset
what I
that
see is
for 14 days.
a note in there.
Yeah, and find out if he's able to appear by video. Because if he wants to do it by video, we can do it by video.
So if it's the PO, that's what we're gonna. I mean, he has told you yes and no contact with Pablo photos. But if they're not the same residence, then I don't say it's a violation of the contact. Oh.
And Norma, what we can do is give him his reset. Let's see if he wants to appear by video, and if he wants to appear by video, maybe we can recall it back for next week. All right. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, there is? Oh. Michelle. Michelle, here's paper down.
Oh, just give us a moment.
I have some 5 sacrifices.
Thank you. Okay. You're so awesome.
I'm working on it.
Okay, thank you. All right, and just have a seat and I'll get to you. Thank you. Yes. All right, let's put it for Monday then. And is this client here? Did they bring him out or no? Brenna. If you get a chance, look that up. All right, so deputy, he can go back, Mr. Alvarez, let him know his attorney is ill, but he'll be able to have his case resolved on Monday. Yes. Yes.
This one.
Right, here you go. Isaiah Gibson,
Present, Your Honor.
thank you. All right, so let me just see what page your client is on.
Right in the middle.
All right, so what is happening with Mr. Gibson?
Your Honor, we're requesting time to contact the complainants on the cases, Mr. Gibson's cases that have not been indicted yet. There are a number of complainants that do need to be reached out to.
We're trying to put a bow on all the cases, Your Honor, including a county court case.
Okay.
And I understand the state needs to talk to the alleged complainant.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can I have a 30-day reset for Mr. Gibson? All right, we're going to come back on September 20th.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
Sure. Mr. Gibson, here's the thing. I've been a defense attorney before, and I always, at first, I wouldn't tell clients how to dress for court because I'm like, they know how to dress for court, right? And then I would tell my clients, you need to dress for court as though you're going to church. And then I realized the way people dress at church has changed significantly. Like some people go to church dressed like they're going to a club. So I understand that sometimes people don't have money for specific things. So then I would tell my client, hey, just wear a clean pair of jeans. That's fine. Make sure it's not the style where you have all the holes in them. And I tell them no t-shirts. So do you have a shirt other than a t-shirt? All right, so next time, make sure you wear a shirt other than a t-shirt. And I know that people have the t-shirts that have the design, have the tops that have designs. Just wear a plain top and you'll be fine. Okay. All right, thank you. Thanks for being on time.
No problem.
All right.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
You're
I
welcome.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Need you to sign this one.
All right, Lindsay Phillips.
Your Honor, I'd spoken with Norma about this case yesterday. She was the one that has, I would say, severe mental issues. We had an informal inquiry in front of Judge Carruthers.
Mhm.
He then ordered a competency exam, which has not occurred yet.
Okay.
So she said, ask you what to do, and that's what I'm doing.
All right, thank you. So did Judge Carruthers give you an idea when maybe she would be interviewed?
No, we're not.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, we're just gonna have to keep an eye on this, but let's recall this in 60 days because I know it'll take time for them to do the interview and then time for you to have a hearing after we receive the documents. You know, I never give 60-day resets, but I'm doing it in this case.
Well, you may remember the behavior, which is, to say the least, unusual.
Yes.
What the condition is.
All right, we're gonna come back November 8th. And we'll see where we are. All right, can you let them know that Ms. Phillips can go back? Thank you.
They were served with that information, if they knew who the victim was listed on them. There's some creative ways to resolve it. It's gonna be Catherine's case, but I didn't find one of the
Thank you. Thank you, David.
Juan Avellas. All right.
What do you know?
All right, so you're dressed for trial. I appreciate that.
I've got a motion for continuance on file.
All right, I don't have the motion.
Just filed last week, Judge. I apologize for not being there.
All right, as soon as I have the motion, we'll take it up. Thank you. You may want to go to the back and check with the clerk to see if they can pull the motion. All right, thank you. You can have a seat. All right, thank you. Brenda, did you Google it? Okay.
I'm kind of scared.
You should. Yes.
Violation. I have an NPR in this report against a Carlos Castillo. The defense has already filed a protective order to get some records from probation.
Okay.
I got in contact with probation. They're requiring the state to also file that same protective order.
Yes.
I got used to not being in court for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're welcome. All right, you too. Rami Yendo. All right, tell me that's not a Star Wars name, isn't it?
I need to ask him about that. I don't know.
I mean, who am I considering this with when I say Rami Yendo? My Star Wars people are not here. All right, Mr. Yendo.
Your Honor, he's outside. but
Hey,
I
I got
just
your
want to-
email.
okay.
I haven't
This is
had a
how we
chance
use
to
it
look at
for
it yet.
custody.
Yes.
He did get released, but now he's on his way to a.
Yeah, I meant to respond to
treatment
you.
facility. He's supposed to be there this
So
afternoon.
I talked to.
We have something worked out, Your Honor. However, it's going to be just 6 months. We're working it out for 2 days. Problem is, on our system, it's only showing 3 days.
Oh, we'll put that in there.
So I just want to make sure, we're going to 1244, but I just want to look forward to
Yeah,
that.
if both parties say there is a judgment satisfied, then the court
Yeah.
will satisfy the judgment. Thank you. You're welcome.
Be a few minutes.
All
It
right,
doesn't look good on paper. But he's really nice.
Okay,
He's got no.
they're not ready yet.
well,
Sure,
yeah.
his mother will say the same
Let's
thing.
take a look at it.
Yes, and you know, the comments are like the pun. So I think
Literally.
Michael needs to,
And he. and
be on
his
top of
brother
that.
lived together in an abandoned building.
I mean, isn't that shocking? Yeah, I'm like,
Well, then, I don't care what the other says.
all right, could you please stop hitting the lights? You dimmed the lights again. Thank you. Yeah, you know, there's a song by Donna Summer. Dim all the lights. And Cornelius, you're the only person who knows that. Other people, Charles Blanc would know that, but other people, they don't.
Certificate.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if we need to do one of those waiver forms.
All right, could everyone please lower your voices? The court is calling 2021 CR 7257A, State of Texas versus Savannah Gutierrez. Could I have parties approach and announce for the record for the state?
Ryan Grimmer for the state of Texas.
Good morning, Your Honor. Paul Day Smith, the representative defense.
All right, good morning, Mr. Smith. And are you Savannah Gutierrez? All right, I'm going to need you to make sure you speak up so that the court reporter can hear you and so I can hear you. I'm going to show you what's entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilty or Revoke Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Are you the same Savannah Page Gutierrez who's placed on deferred adjudication in 2021 CR 7257A for the offense of burglary of a habitation with intent to commit assault on December 2nd, 2021 for a period of 4 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, state.
Yes, Judge. Violated condition number 2 on or about the 6th day of July, 2022. Bear County, Texas, the defendant Savannah Page Gutierrez did then and there fail to submit to drug testing as directed by the supervision officer and or a duly authorized agent of the court in violation of condition number 2.
How do you plead to that? True or not true? State?
We waive the remaining conditions, Your Honor.
No objection.
All right, did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 2, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, and sentence you up to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine? Did you understand? Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 2? Court will find violation of condition number 2 true. Is there an agreement?
There is, Judge. We'd ask that the court deny the motion to adjudicate and amend her conditions to include the IOP program, biweekly urinalysis for 60 days, and sober support meetings 1 time per week for 90 days, and then hold SATF in abeyance.
All right, is that the agreement?
It is, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Gutierrez, can you raise your right hand for me? Do you solemnly swear affirm the testimony you give be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, you can lower your hand. State your name for the record.
Savannah Gutierrez.
All right, why are you violating probation?
I was working a lot. I know it's not an excuse, but I was working a lot. I was busy with my family, my grandparents mainly.
Okay, let me stop you right there. 1, I'm inclined to go along with whatever the agreement is that's been reached, but you need to be honest with me. And the fact that you're busy here, busy there, doesn't explain to me why they would want you to do intensive outpatient treatment. That tells me there's a drug issue. So in between being busy with your life, what else were you doing while you were on probation out of this court?
There was marijuana involved.
And what else?
And that's it.
Just marijuana? Because usually people don't run and not test just because of marijuana.
I will say it's been marijuana. It's just been a continuous marijuana situation.
Okay. So why are you continuing to use marijuana?
I don't know. I'm gonna stop.
I mean, well, you better find out. And it appears like they want to try you on outpatient treatment first. But here's the question for you. You could potentially go to prison for 20 years. So on this side, you have, I could go to prison on 20 years. And also on this side, you have marijuana use that could potentially send you to prison for 20 years. So what choices do you have? Do you want to choose marijuana and potentially go to prison?
No.
So what are your plans? Why are you using?
I'm planning, well, I have already stopped and I need to better my life. I need to, I can't be doing that anymore. That's childlike. I need to grow up already.
I'm sorry, what?
I said that's childlike and I need to grow up already.
Yeah, you do. How old are you?
I'm 23.
All right, so before you were arrested, where were you working? What were you doing?
I was a cashier and a hostess at a restaurant.
Okay. And who do you live with?
I had just moved in with my grandparents.
All right, so why are you bringing nonsense to your grandparents' doorstep?
I'm trying not to. They're trying to help me.
But you are. And why are you not with your parents?
Parents, we just don't get along. It's not the healthiest place for me to live as well.
Okay, why don't you get along?
There's just a lot of arguments
About?
just the house, my brothers.
No, that's not telling me anything. What are the arguments you have with your parents?
It's about like money and stuff like that.
Okay, what does that mean? Arguments about money? Okay, what is the argument about money?
If I'm not able to pay them, like they're twice a month, then they don't want me there.
Well, I mean, so it sounds to me like they're charging you rent, which is what people do when you have an apartment.
Yes.
So obviously, if you're not paying there, you're going to your grandparents. Are you paying your grandparents?
Not, but I'm also helping.
Helping them with what?
Doctor's appointments, whatever they need.
That doesn't replace really paying them, because basically if you're taking them to their doctor's appointments, and I know a lot about doctor's appointments, basically you're driving them there. That gas money that you spend taking to them to their doctor's appointment doesn't equal rent at their home. So where have you been using marijuana?
With friends outside of the house.
Do your friends know that you're on probation?
Yes.
Do they know that you're looking at 20 years in prison if you're testing positive?
No, they don't.
All right. Well, if your friends know that you're on probation and they're still using marijuana with you, they're not your friends. My grandmother would always tell me, nobody's your friend except Jesus Christ and sometimes your mom. Because sometimes your mom gets upset with you.
Yeah.
So those people are not your friends. Because if they were, they will be telling you, don't be around us while we're using marijuana, or we can't have you using marijuana. It's like when people have employment, and when they have employment and they know that they're going to be tested. If you have any kind of good friend, your friend would be saying, hey, I just smoke marijuana. Don't be around me smoking marijuana because you got to keep your job.
Right.
All right. So here's the thing. I'm going to give you a curfew at your grandparents' house.
Yes, ma'am.
I think your grandparents are probably in the stage of their life where you're their grandchild. So they're not giving you tough love yet. Your parents may be giving you tough love. That's why they're like, you need to pay money if you want to stay here.
Right.
So I'm going to deny the motion, alternate amend conditions to include intensive outpatient treatment. She's allowed to reside with her grandparents for 90 days. After that 90 days, you need to get your own place. All right, and here's the thing about that. You need to, time you get out of jail, you need to start looking for places that you can afford. So 90 days, that will give you a good 60 days to save up money so that you can move out, because you've already told me your grandparents are not charging you anything. And then we're gonna do sober meetings. How often did you want sober meetings?
So they asked for sober meetings 1 time per week for 90 days.
Okay.
Cover sheets here.
So that'll be 1 time per week for 90 days. And intensive outpatient treatment, anything else?
I think it just asked for the UAs, Judge, biweekly UAs for 60 days.
All right, we're gonna do the UA hotline with you. So what that means is that you're gonna call in and they'll let you know to come in. And can she be tested for levels, please?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, is there anything else you need from the court in order to be successful on probation? All right, we can go off the record. So here's the thing. If you didn't know it before, now you know you're looking at 20 years in prison. And your choices are, is marijuana worth going to prison? And you need to stop hanging around those friends because they're not your friends. And you need to get your life in order because they're not helping.
Yes.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. All right, Juan Pablo Avellas.
Judge, that was filed Friday, but it doesn't look like it's been accepted yet, given the e-filing issues. Have been made.
Okay. Thank you for having your motion for continuance in the proper form. Yeah, usually other people don't do that. All right, State, have you had a chance to review the motion for continuance? Do you have any objections to the motion for continuance? All right, Brenda, we're going to go on the record. Court is calling 2022 CR 4689, State of Texas versus Juan Pablo Avellas. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Michael Villarreal,
For the defense?
Louis Martinez, Judge.
And are you Juan Pablo Avellas? All right, your attorney has filed a motion for continuance. Off the record, the state has informed me they have no objection to it. Have you had a chance to confer with your attorney on the motion for continuance? Do you have any objections to your counsel's motion for continuance? All right, then the court will grant the motion for continuance. And Ms. Ferguson, on this, can we have a 30-day reset for jury trial? All right, October 4th. All right, and just get a reset form from Ms. Ferguson and we'll see you back then. Thank you. Thank you for dressing appropriately for court. All right, who's here on Matthew Salazar? All right, just as soon as they're back, we'll come back to them. Julian Reyes.
You might have to, it's for the.
All right, Mr. Reyes, why were you late?
You know how to-
I was on the bus.
All right, who came with you on the bus? Hi, Mom.
I'm
All
on brothers.
and your brothers? Okay, well, it's good to have family support. Here's the thing, I've ridden the bus before, and I understand that sometimes the bus can be late. But what that means is you have to catch the bus early. I would take the bus, and I had clients in court at 9 a.m. You know what time I would end up at the courthouse? Because I was taking the bus early. I would end up at the courthouse sometimes 7:30. So which bus did you take? The 92, the 90, which one?
The 24.
All right. And that can be a problematic. The 90 is the express. So if ever you can catch the 90, it will get you here with no stops, and that usually takes the freeway. All right, so where are we on this case?
Judge, they've conveyed an offer and we are rejecting the offer.
All right, when did they give you that offer?
About a month ago.
All right. Is there any, I have the discovery, any other outstanding discovery?
Not to my knowledge, Judge.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can I have a jury trial date for Mr. Reyes? And Mr. Reyes, thanks for addressing appropriately for court.
Thank you.
Did your mom have something to do with that?
No, I did.
Okay,
Yeah, that's all me.
all right. You know, you're okay. Yeah, no.
No purple and yellow. Well, no.
Oh, well, no, that's sort of looking sort of more burgundy than purple. You're saying it's purple?
It is.
All right, so
The other colors are throwing you
yeah, okay, if you put the gold on, then I would recognize that.
next time.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna come back on October 18th. So Mr. Reyes, that will be your jury trial date, okay? All right, have a good one. Be kind to your mom. She didn't have to come down here with you today. Mr. Tosh, you want to get a reset form from Ms.
I
Ferguson?
do. I have another one, so I'll be here for a while, Judge.
Okay,
But I
thanks.
will.
Franco Ruiz.
That's it.
Yes. Where's Franco Ruiz?
Judge, he's in the back. He's in.
Okay, I mean, it's scheduled for jury trial.
I'm aware.
Okay, all right, so we'll back this afternoon
Afternoon.
to pick a jury.
Okay. What time?
It's 1:30. So, yes, he's coming back at 1:30. And he is dressed for trial, correct?
Yes, Judge.
All right, thank you. Matthew Salazar. All right, who's your attorney? Okay. Could I have the minutes? The minutes?
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Dismissal in this case.
All right. All right, can I see the file on Connor Sparks?
Again, I think Mr. Halstead stepped out, but I do see his client, so I was gonna give the dismissal to his client.
All right, Mr. Sparks, can you come forward? Yes, I'm calling you next, Mr. Cox. All right, why were you late? Oh, you had to downstairs, right?
Down there.
Okay,
I just got here way too early, like 8.
yeah, all right.
Take care of the plea, Judge.
All right, yeah, no, you know what? And I looked at it, I had it here that you would. All right, Mr. Sparks, your case has been dismissed. Stay out of trouble. Life is simple. Don't make it complicated, okay?
So much.
All right, you're welcome. And thanks for dressing appropriately for court. Thank you. All right, have a good day.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, you're welcome. All right, Matthew Salazar. Brenda, what page was Sparks on? All right, thank you. All right, where are we on Mr. Matthew Salazar?
Well, there's okay, because the first setting though,
All right, could you all please make sure you whisper?
sorry. The UKC, that's okay. That's this is first setting on that one. Because we've been conferring, I believe all the discovery, to the best of my knowledge is in there. So we're just asking the court to give us a regular reset.
You know, I was telling another attorney because he was saying, oh, it's the first setting. And I'm like, in some courts, they go to trial on first setting.
That true, Judge, but I know the 187 is so content in terms of the cases and the background and what the lawyers need to do to be adequately prepared. So I think that I have that satisfaction on that.
It is always great having you here. So did you have a chance to convert? You know, we have a new prosecutor here.
I see, Judge, and we conferred this morning, and it will be a continuing process of conferring until we come back.
All right. So on the new case, do you have all the discovery?
I think we have it all, Judge. It's been uploaded, so I think we have it.
All right. And state, were you prepared to make an offer today or no?
Judge, we would like a little bit more time to talk to the victims a little bit more before we extend an offer.
All right. So Ms. Ferguson, on Mr. Salazar, can I have a 30-day reset and state on that date you'll need to tender the offer to the defense? And then after that, I'm going to give you a plea deadline date. Okay?
Appreciate it.
You're welcome. All right, we'll come back on September 20th. December. Oh, you really want us to be here on December 20th?
December 20th.
You know, that's right around the corner. So how's Florida State gonna do this year?
That's Minnesota.
I know. I did that on purpose. How are your Gators gonna do?
They're so good. I can't sleep at night. I'm resting.
Well, we will see what would happen to LSU this year. I mean, you know, one of our quarterbacks is like, I'm checking out. So
That happens.
it happens. We'll see if our defense is back stronger than ever.
EBU, they call it.
Yes. So I guess we'll have we will watch it and see what happens.
We play Utah the first game.
Yeah. The Utes. Well, are you gonna make them unranked?
And they come to
Mr. Toshi? He told me that the Gators are playing the Utah Utes and they're ranked. They're coming to Florida to play. I don't know if is Florida gonna represent the SEC appropriately?
Utah's good. No. Y'all are gonna lose.
Oh, look at him bringing doubts.
We got that on the record.
Is that on the record, Brenna?
I'll sign it, put it on the record.
I tell you what, when we come back here, everybody needs to be here after the first game of the season, because I think that will tell the tale. I mean, the only person who gets to lose and still go to a championship is people like Notre Dame. Like they can lose a game And then,
Alabama.
oh, I cannot believe he would say that.
Thank you.
All right, have a good one. All right, well, and thank you for dressing appropriately for court. All right, Mr. Cox, if you just get the reset form.
Yeah.
Maybe it's brain surgery soon.
That's been-
Yes. There you go. Brenda, do you see what 2 pages Salazar is on? I have one on 9, and I'm trying to find his other spot. Thank you.
Judge, if you got a minute on that.
Yes.
The, gentleman is willing to take a deal on that deal. And would like to come in Thursday. He's telling me it's just been a serious car accident. Come in and lead out.
All right, Mr. Vasquez.
Oh,
Hello.
he brought his sister with him to confirm.
Okay.
Dale was in the hospital a couple months ago.
Yeah, how's he doing?
He's doing better, but I took over for Dale.
Okay, you know, I saw, at first I was like, is this the same Dale Hill who's doing the Airstream? You know, sometimes you got to get away. I always tell people the stress is what gets you a lot of time.
Dale's been having a lot of issues.
Yeah.
But I saw him on Zoom yesterday. He looks better.
Oh, that's good.
I saw him the day before all these cases.
Yeah.
And he was, you know, with the walker and
Yeah.
out of breath.
I think that she just took
Hit the brake on the corner of the road. That's part of what happened the next day. It's just
Oh, my gosh. All right, so Mr. Vasquez, thank you for dressing appropriately for court. I appreciate that. So you have a new counsel appointed, and my understanding is that you're accepting the state's offer, but you would like to come back on a different day?
I'm overwhelmed with anxiety right now to my uncle.
When you really need to.
In the hospital, that's why it's coming down this way, so I could just, you know, more, a couple of more days.
All right.
Just want to get,
No. So here's the thing.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't know you. We're just meeting, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And I see what your charges are. I don't take them as true because I don't know anything about the case.
Right.
But I do know that one of your cases is a possession less than a gram case, which suggests using, right? So here's the thing. I'm going to give you a short continuance, but don't start using because you have stressors with your uncle or anybody else. You understand?
Right.
So don't leave from here and use, because when you use, sometimes that each time could be your last. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So are you in any type of going to sober meetings or anything like that?
No, but I do have friends that go to AAs and I, you know, get advice from them, like, you know, as soon as they have one right there by my neighborhood on the south side. And
All right, you need to do that.
yes, yes,
Like if you're going to go see, is he going to go see his uncle?
yes, yeah,
Is he going, Miss, come forward, please.
that's my sister.
Okay.
Right now we're, I don't know what's going on.
All right, so he's going to go see his uncle?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so here's the thing. I think you know, I know that he has some issues.
Yes, ma'am.
Whenever you use, that could be the last time you use.
Right.
And as you can see, your family already has issues because your uncle is in the hospital.
Yes, ma'am.
The last thing they need is to have more issues because you use and you end up in the hospital. So I'm going to give you a reset, but you can't go out there and I'm depressed. Let me just start
Yeah,
using.
no, that'd be selfish of me.
All right. So he needs to go to an AA meeting today,
Yes, ma'am.
and he needs to go either before or after he sees his uncle. And you need to be in there as many times as you need to be in there so you don't use. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So when would you like to come back?
Thursday.
All right. So we're going to come back on Thursday. And if you all, I'm sure the state will have the paperwork for you, time when you come in. Okay. So, Ms. Ferguson, can we call them back on the 25th?
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna be back on the 25th. Remember what I said, okay? All right, and thanks for dressing appropriately for court. Did you do that on your own?
Yeah.
Okay, I always ask because usually there's a lady behind the scenes who's making it happen. All right, so Ms. Ferguson is going to give you a reset. Remember what I said about going to an AA or NA meeting, okay?
Okay.
All right. And we'll send prayers for your uncle.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. You're welcome. All right, Brenna, what page is he on? Yes. All right. Okay, I found it. All right, and Norma, Eddie Brobenick left and he has Graham on the docket. All right, thank you. And Norma, what date do we have on Jake? Oh, Jacob Garcia shouldn't have been on the docket today. That's the one we were set yesterday. So can you make sure that he has a date on the system?
No, it goes.
All right, thank you. Okay, thank you. You're so awesome.
It is on today's docket. I don't know if you want to call it up. or-
Okay. Oh, yeah. Rodrick Wilson. All right, Mr. Thank you so much for dressing appropriately for court, and you're wearing sort of LSU colors, so I appreciate that. All right, the state has filed a motion to dismiss, but they're saying they're going to be refiling this as a misdemeanor. So I don't know if there's something you all work out so that there's not a new warrant issued or.
I spoke to Mr. Rodrick and, in confirming that he's made aware that that's going to be coming down.
Okay,
We did good.
okay. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Mr. Cox, I can't believe that he has no faith in your Gators.
Oh, no.
Do you think it's jealousy?
I think it's you. Want to be a.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting year.
Wow.
Your grandbaby.
Adorable, but don't see him enough.
How old are you? You call your grandpa?
No. I accidentally was drinking too much. I know. Hard to forget about that. Yeah. Right? So is it, anyway, so his mom was at Kimberly. I'm sorry, Nick. So, anyways, what about? What do you want to call you? She and I didn't conversation. But I was trying to figure out a way to talk about it. So the kid doesn't have to say about Mr. Perry.
Okay.
That was purpose of MS.
And who is
That
it?
was good. So I'm trying to figure out Mr. Perry. All the adults know his motherfucker.
All right. Who wanted to speak to me?
Yeah, Judge, the alternate presiding this week, Judge Mesa is starting her big various trial. Judge Carruthers usually here writ habeas corpus that our office has a standing order to file on behalf of people held in the Bexar County Jail in excess of 10 days, based solely on out-of-county warrants. But he's gonna be gone. Ms. Belia is starting her big trial day in November. So I needed to see if perhaps we could borrow 5 minutes of your time on the record, maybe after lunch. This very, very simple case. We file writs under Article
Who's the
51.
prosecutor?
Stephanie Talkington.
All right.
And
Is
she
she
does
gonna
want
be
to be
here?
present. She does want to be present, but it's just a matter of what's good for the court.
All right. So we're picking up, we're going to do jury selection and court reporter needs a lunch break. So what I can do is we can take it up on Norma, Wednesday, do we have, that's all day, correct? And how much time will it take?
5 minutes total.
All right, so we can do it on Wednesday. And it will be Wednesday at 9 a.m., but everybody needs to be here exactly at 9 a.m.
All right, well, I'm gonna get the writs filed today. I'll have the coordinator serve Ms. Talkington with notice, and she'll either show up or she won't. I can't promise. She did tell me that she wanted to be present, and
All right,
the more the merrier.
she'll need to be present.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
I'll get her served. Thank you.
All right,
See
you're
you in the
welcome.
morning.
Sure. Okay, and why do I have this file on Robert Andrade?
That's me, Judge.
Yes.
Mr. Andrade wanted me to ask the court to address his partial house arrest hours. I've already granted him partial. It's in the orders in the file. I had it.
All right, the only problem is it would have to be done under a new case number if I were to address it. Because otherwise it would be with this and it would die with this.
I knew that was gonna happen. I told him, even if I'm making a motion.
Yes.
You said.
Yes. I mean, here's the thing. Once I have that cause number, then we can take it up immediately if the state has no objections to that.
Well-
Any day except for this afternoon because we're
Yeah,
doing
they're
jury
not-
selection.
They're not agreed, Judge, so that's why. I want to approach.
Ah.
So once it's filed under the right cause number, I
Yes.
can approach, even though it's on the docket.
Yeah, I mean, just talk with the coordinator and she'll pick a spot for you and
Okay.
we can come in.
All right.
State, are you gonna have any objection to notice with regards to his filing?
No, Judge, not at all.
So,
Okay,
sure,
thank you.
you're welcome.
Why read it? It's okay. This is very good.
Richard Garcia,
Hello, Judge Holland.
hi.
How are you?
All right, so come forward. How was your ultimate trip? Are you going back to run with the Bulls?
Next week.
Well, come, I can't see you. You're in the angle. Come over.
Oh.
So you're going, and where are you headed?
I'm headed to Paris. Hold
You
on
know,
one
that's my
second.
favorite place.
This guy is like,
Mhm.
Armando, I need cord, stop calling. Surprise. He's like 80 years old and doesn't have text messages. And he's called me 5 times in the last 20 minutes.
Ah. So what part of Paris? I mean, you're just gonna be hanging out in Paris?
No, I'm flying to Paris and then I'm renting a car, driving to Mont Saint Michel for two nights.
Mhm.
Then I'm going back to Paris to drop off the car, taking a train to Saint Jean, where I start the walk, the 800-kilometer walk.
Oh my God, where are you gonna be walking to? Is that like a pilgrimage or
Yeah, the
something?
pilgrimage. From that, Teresa did the first part, remember?
Mhm.
I'm gonna go from Saint John in France over the Pyrenees to Pamplona. And I'm turning 60 in Pamplona.
Okay, but here's the thing about your turning 60, you don't look it, so.
I'm like having a heart attack. And then from Pamplona, I'm gonna spend 2 nights in Pamplona.
Mhm.
Then I'm gonna continue on the route all the way to Santiago de Compostela.
See, I need to go to the first place you mentioned, the San Michel place. I haven't been there.
But that's why I'm going.
And I still, Laura and I are still talking about the 1,000 candles. And
You know, it ends on like October 12th, and I arrive Paris October 12th.
we all need to meet as a group and go to that and just sit and enjoy. So I'm going to figure out what date it is, and we just need to plan a trip around the 1,000 candles of
That
light.
would be awesome. I would go, but I don't want to do a tour.
Yeah. No. I just want to when I go to Paris, I really don't need a tour, But has your postcard ever come from the Antarctica?
I've moved
And you know what? My mom still hasn't gotten her postcard.
from Thailand.
Yes.
That's ridiculous. And I sent you a picture.
Yeah. Send me another photo of it, because when I go back home, I'm going to show her. Here's the postcard so she can read it.
Because remember, I couldn't find the post office. I called you and I said, I can't find the post office.
Yeah.
And then the post office was right in front of me, but because it was in Thai, I couldn't figure it out. And then I asked and they said, it's right there. You're looking at it.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway. Let me get to work.
All right.
Hey, Rob. How you doing?
All right. Can I? And video. All right, who's here on Nathaniel Mackey? All right. All right, they're not ready. Oh, Silly Griffin? Okay, I can wait. You can continue to confer. Just follow up here quickly. Brenna, it has just turned hot. All right, the court is calling 2021 CR 10248, State of Texas versus Bobby Jackson. Can I have parties approach and announce for the record for the state,
Michelle Hayden for the state.
for the defense?
Martin Garrett, attorney for Bobby Jackson.
And are you Bobby Jackson? All right, I'm gonna need you to speak up. Are you Bobby Jackson?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and is there going to be a plea on only one case?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, counsel, I'm showing you the discovery acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. In the box, if you all could please whisper because the court reporter, you're right behind her. All right, Mr. Jackson, I'm going to show you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
We're proceeding on count 1 and waiving count 2 and the enhancement allegation.
No objection.
All right, Mr. Jackson, I'm going to show you what's entitled Court Admonishments and Defendants Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand in count 1, you're charged with the offense of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon? That's a second-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand? If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand? Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent? Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights? And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case? Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I do, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I believe so, Your Honor.
Mr. Jackson, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea? Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement? Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented? Are you a U.S. citizen? Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney? Did you understand it? Off the record. Can I have both of his files, please? Back on the record. According to the plea bargain agreement, the state is proceeding on count 1. Punishment is to be assessed at 4 years in the prison. There's a $1,500 fine. There's an affirmative finding of deadly weapon. There are no applications. The state will take in consideration 2021 CR 11732, grand jury number 773119. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. There's to be no contact with Dariana, Dariana Davis, Tammy Crawford, Tammy, Jasmine Hale, Jazmine Hale. Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to be designated as primary custodial parent? Did you understand that to be the entirety of your plea bargain agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, off the record for a moment. Do you have his other file? Okay. All right, we're back on the record. Did you understand that to be the entirety of the plea bargain agreement? Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, are there any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Then to the offense is charged in count one. How do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Contest.
State, any evidence to support the defendant's plea?
State offer states exhibit 1 and its attachments to the evidence.
No objections.
Mr. Jackson, I'm showing you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it in all the appropriate places? Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, sir.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Your Honor, he's 34 years old. He's had about a year to think about everything that's happened. He regrets the past, but he is looking forward to successfully completing his sentence. Forward.
All right, anything you wish to say, Mr. Jackson?
I'm sorry for what happened.
All right, you're still whispering.
Said I'm sorry for what's going on and what happened.
All right. Court will follow your agreement, finding you guilty, sentencing you to a $1,500 fine, time and money, rank concurrent. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. Taking consideration 2021 CR 11732, grand jury number 773119. There's to be no contact with Tammy Crawford, Jasmine Hale, or Dariana Davis. There's an affirmative finding of deadly weapon. Is there anything else from either side with regards to sentencing?
Did you say the affirmative finding of family violence?
Yes.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right, I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendants' Rights to Appeal. Close, that was going to fall. Did you review this document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it? Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand? Because this is a conviction and also because this is an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record. Mr. Jackson, here's the thing. How old is your child?
Got a 15-year-old. I got a 14-year-old. And I got a 7-month-old, 6-year-old.
All right. So, in this case, what mother is she the child of?
In this case,
Yeah.
it's my 14-year-old.
All right, so here's the thing. When people have people over for Father's Day, it's just that, it's for Father's Day. It's not, I don't want to have sex with you. It's none of that. You should be concerned about your child. You understand? And now you're going to prison for 4 years. And guess what? That's going to be children without you financially supporting them for up to 4 years. And the fact that you have an enhancement that the state didn't go on tells me that you've been to prison before. So you need to start changing your life. Otherwise, you're going to find yourself in and out of prison. And when you get out of prison, you're going to find somebody else is raising your child and you're going to be upset by that. But you're not going to have any right to be upset because you're not doing what you need to do. Do you understand? All right. Good luck to you. What is there? There's not victim impact, is it?
No, you're right.
Okay.
Well, I'll be speaking real quick.
All right. Who is here on John Garza?
Just, I am, so. Mr. Garza's got this case, the evading case, he's got an unindicted.
All right, where's Mr. Garza?
President right here.
Come up.
Yeah, she's got two different court-appointed lawyers. We need to address the situation because we can't seem to get the other one here.
All right, who's the other attorney?
Kyle Ernst.
Okay. All right. All right, and has Kyle Ernst been appointed?
Yeah.
All right, so,
So it's a one-on-one deal.
all right, we're gonna go on the record, Brenna. Court is calling 2022 CR 1746, State of Texas versus John Michael Garza. Can I have defense announced for the record?
Judge, Luis Martinez on one of the cases, Judge.
All right, and are you Mr. Garza?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and is the other case awaiting indictment?
It is, Judge.
All right, Mr. Garza, can I have you raise your right hand for me? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand. State your name for the record?
John Garza.
All right. On your new case, who is your attorney?
I haven't met with him.
Have you ever met your attorney on that new case?
No, ma'am.
All right. Do you wish to proceed with Mr. Martinez on each of your cases?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Martinez, do you have any objection to being on both of his cases?
I don't, Judge. I think that'll keep us from having to come back and forth with the same issue.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, if you can put Mr. Martinez on each of the cases. All right, we're off the record. State on Mr. Garza, it's family violence. He has an assault, choking, that's on indictment. Do you know where you are in the process on that?
If you give me a second, Judge, I can tell you.
And no, I'm also going to need a 30-day reset.
I can. It looks like it's currently with the intake prosecutor, Judge.
Okay.
I don't see any particular thing that shows that there's movement on it. But it looks like we also might have some other cases, sealed cases with this defendant.
All right. So what we'll do is we're going to reset this for September 20th and we'll just see where we are. All right. Thank you. Just get a reset form for Ms. Ferguson. Davian Graham.
Eddie Bravo, President for Mr. Graham. Would you like him to come up?
Yes.
I'd just like to ask permission rather than assume.
No, thank you. All right, so where are we on this case?
This is my first time meeting with Mr. Graham. He gave me some information that I think could affect his position. I passed it on to Mr. Groomer. He wants to talk to the victim. I am cautiously optimistic he's going to offer something next setting we'll be able to take based on our conversations. But I don't think there's any way Mr. Groomer can make that decision today. And he suggested I ask for a 30-day reset. He said you wouldn't grant a 45, so that's.
Thank you.
I handled it for you.
All right, I appreciate that. So, and you gave the state some information as well?
I did.
All right.
And we're we'll make an offer and or we'll have that information by the 30-day reset.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, I have a 30-day reset on Davian Graham. All right, we're going to come back on September 20th.
Thank you, Your Honor. And may I be excused at this point?
Yes.
Go to the seat until the, I'm done with you. Yeah, wait.
All right, Brenda, you ready? Court is calling 2022 CR 8114W, State of Texas versus Amy Alvarez. Can I have parties approach? Where's your client? Come up, please. And can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Michelle Hayden and Catherine Cuellar for the state.
All right, for the defense?
Christine McDonald for the defense.
And are you Amy Alvarez? All right, defense, I'm showing you what's entitled discovery acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Right. The court is also going to show you what's entitled defendant's acknowledgement that no written statement has been submitted pursuant to 2.1397B of the Code of Criminal Procedure. Did you review that with your client? Did your client understand it?
Yes, Your Honor, we discussed that.
All right, and did you sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Oliveris, did you review the document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you
Yes,
sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Knowing that you may not have the entirety of information, do you still wish to proceed with this plea?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, the court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Ms. Oliveris, I'm going to show you what's entitled application for deferred adjudication or community supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so there's a problem. This form has been cut off. Where's the clerk? Part of this is cut off, like the top part. This document is entitled and it should have a title on it. Oh, okay.
Judge, I can print another one.
All right, thank you. Just so that we can make sure it's on the record exactly what she signed. Sure. Oh, yes. I think she's just going to print it out and then if you could re-sign it.
Yes.
Sure. Brenna, I'm gonna make sure we do our hard break at 12. It's gonna be a heartbreak. Brenda, since you have children, it's gonna be one of those breaks where your parent reaches out to hold you to make sure you, yes, the arm break is gonna be in use. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I was like, this looks strange.
Sorry about that. I don't know how that happened.
Oh, no. Oh, you can give me back both of them. Thank you.
Sorry, Judge.
No problem. All right, we're back on the record. Next, I'm showing you a document entitled Waiver of Indictment Reading of Information and Rights under Article 1.051 and 26.03 of the Code of Criminal Procedure. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to have a grand jury review the evidence in this case and make a determination on whether or not to indict?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand your attorney has certain rights, namely 2 entire days from the presentation of the information and 10 days from the presentation of the information to prepare for trial? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Then the court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived indictment, reading of information and rights on Article 1.051 and 26.03 of the Code of Criminal Procedure. Next, I'm going to show you what's entitled information. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the information?
Yes,
State, are you proceeding on the information as presented?
yes, Judge.
Next, I'm going to show you what's entitled Court Admonishments and Defendants Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand what you're charged with by information is violation of a bond or protective order of assault stalking as a 3rd-degree felony? The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Just one moment. Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
Yes, Judge.
Do you believe she has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against her?
Yes, she does.
Do you believe she's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Judge.
Ms. Oliveras, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived her right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea bargain agreement, fine is to be $1,500. State recommends deferred adjudication. They will take in consideration county court cause numbers 670-829, 670-830, NIMAC number 646859. There's to be no harmful or injurious contact with Sylvia Salazar, and there's an affirmative finding of family violence. Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, Do you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to be designated as primary custodial parent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that to be the entirety of the agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, is that the agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, is that the agreement?
Yes, Judge.
State, is Miss Sylvia Salazar aware of this agreement?
We've reached out, Your Honor.
Okay,
There are affidavits of non-prosecution that I forwarded to the state, Your Honor.
all right. So just so parties know, the no harmful or injurious contact, I don't do that unless the complainant has come in and spoken to me. I will still review the police report, and if it appears that it's warranted that she have no harmful or injurious contact, I will do that. But I'm not going to enter into an agreement for no harmful or injurious contact without more information.
I might have a text from the judge.
Hmm.
I might have a text.
Yeah, but I'd like to.
Yes.
Okay. So is there going to be any objection to the court not following the no harmful or injurious contact?
Judge, we would just ask that if you don't follow that, if we could have an opportunity to come with the complaining witness or have an affidavit presented to the court regarding contact. Judge.
Yes. All right. So other than that, no objection?
No objection from the state.
Yeah.
All right. So any objections, defense?
No, Your Honor.
All right. So if both parties would like to remove that from a part of the agreement and initial, please. The part with the no harmful or injurious contact. And of course, defense, if you want to be heard on that at a later date, the court will hear that.
I just scratched out, Judge.
Yes, and just initial it. All right, Ms. Oliveris, do you understand the no harmful or injurious contact with Sylvia Salazar is not a part of the agreement? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And knowing that, do you still wish to continue with this plea?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, next I'm going to show you what's entitled waiver of appeal. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, are there any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you outside the plea bargain agreement. The state is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 2 years. There'll be a TAP evaluation, 150 hours of community service restitution, hostility management, and aggression control through CATS. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the offenses charged in the information, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State, any evidence to support the defendant's plea?
Yes, Judge, the state, which is Auburn State's exhibit number 1 of evidence.
No
Any-
objection, Judge.
All right, Ms. Oliveris, I'm showing you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney?
Yes,
Did you
ma'am.
understand it? And did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there will be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. However, the court will defer finding of guilt as you apply for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Yes, Judge, there's just two things we wanted to take, you to take into consideration, Judge. My client was struggling with finding employment before she was incarcerated. She lost her ID and social. She did apply for it and it should be waiting at her apartment. So finding a job would not be an issue if she's released from custody, Judge. So we're asking that you consider probating part of the fine if possible, depending on how my client does on deferred adjudication. Another thing, Judge, we're respectfully requesting you consider allowing the tap to be done out of custody. She's been in custody since the end of July now. And we're hoping that she can get out, find a job and keep the apartment that she lives in, Judge.
All right, Ms. Oliveras, what is your relationship with Ms. Salazar?
How is it?
What is your relationship with Ms.
She's my
Salazar?
mother.
She's your mother?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you living with your mother?
No, ma'am, I live by myself.
All right, so obviously you need to get your life together before you have contact with your mom. I don't know what the situation was or what was going on. Could everyone please whisper? I don't know if there are mental health issues that are going on, but obviously there's something going on. Because anytime someone gets into a physical altercation with their mother or a relative or anyone for that matter, there are other issues going on. So what's going on with you?
There was some mental issues going on.
All right. So have you been diagnosed?
Schizophrenia.
Okay.
Judge, may I just add one thing?
Yes.
I apologize. Another thing I forgot to mention, her mother is caring for her 9-year-old daughter, Judge. That's another reason we were asking for no harmful or injurious. My client has been diagnosed with schizophrenia, but she was in treatment with the center. And she does have medication at home, which is Prozac and Zyprexa that she has available upon release, Judge.
All right. So is Child Protective Services involved?
No, ma'am.
So how did your mom end up with custody of your daughter?
It was just supposed to be for the summer. My daughter wanted to go over there for the summer and this happened. She doesn't have custody over her. She has temporary custody. I'm wanting to get my daughter back.
All right, so
it was just that she wanted to go with her for the summer and it happened to be, well, in order for her, because my mom gets benefits from the government, you know, and since I let her go and stay for the summer over there, there was just a notarized paper stating that she has temporary custody.
Oh.
But CPS has never been involved.
Okay. All right, I appreciate your honesty. All right, so here's the thing. You've got to be stabilized before you have major contact with your mom again.
Okay.
All right. So before I allow that, and probation will tell you, I keep track of all of the cases. Before I allow that, I need to make sure that you're stabilized. I need to make sure that I get information from your mother.
Okay.
All right. And then we'll consider things.
Okay, ma'am.
All right. So just think of this as one step at a time. So you do this, then we go to the next step. All right. So is she receiving SSI or no?
I was the process of it, getting out the paper. They had filled out the paperwork and stuff, signatures.
All right, we're going to do 2 years deferred adjudication. There's a $1,500 fine that'll be probated. Take in consideration County Court cause number 670-829, 670-830, night mag number 646-859. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. There's to be no in-person contact with Sylvia Salazar. So what that means is that you can call her, you can do video with your child, but you can't have any face-to-face contact with her.
Okay.
And that's just in place for now until you're stabilized on everything, okay? We're going to do a MIC evaluation, and that can be done out of custody. Do you have arrangements for if you're released from custody with getting your medications and everything?
Yes, for the Center for Healthcare Services. That's what I go with.
All right. And we can add the Center for Healthcare Services just to make sure that she stays in contact with them. There's to be 150 hours of community service restitution. 40 of those hours will be waived if you provide proof of the COVID vaccination. The court is not requiring you to get the COVID vaccination, but if you do, 40 of those hours will be waived, okay?
The COVID vaccination?
Yes. And if you already have it, just show proof of it to probation.
Okay.
I'm going to ask for parenting classes. And then once parenting classes are completed, the remaining of the community service hours will be waived. There's going to be proof of employment or SSI within 45 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. And with regards to the hostility management and anger aggression control, I don't know if her anger issues have to do with the fact that she's schizophrenic or is something else. So I'm going to start you off with just anger management.
Okay.
And we'll see how that goes with the medications. And then probation, if she is hostile at probation or something of that nature, or probation officer sees something, then we can place her in the hostility management and aggression control. I'm going to want field visits. Two times per month until further notice. Are you able to Zoom? Do you have a telephone where you can Zoom?
Yes, I do.
All right. So there's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. So if probation decides that you have to report in person, you'll have to report in person.
In person.
Oh, you prefer in person?
Uh-huh.
All right, just let probation know that you prefer in person, okay? And then probation, is there anything else that she needs?
A UA, Your Honor.
Thank you. So we're going to do regular UAs. All right. Is there anything? All right, is there anything else that you need from the court in order to be successful?
No, ma'am.
All right, so on probation, communication is key, so you'll need to make sure you speak with your probation officer, and if there are some issues, let us know, okay?
Okay, ma'am.
I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendants' Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And
Yes,
did you
ma'am.
sign it? Because this is a plea bargaining agreement, because I followed your plea bargaining agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And because there's an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And so the record is clear. Can I see the file? I want to say I did say on the record that there was an affirmative finding of family violence. If I did not, there's an affirmative finding of family violence, okay? If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Do you have any questions about anything that's expected of you?
No, ma'am.
All right. Good luck to you. We can go off the record. Miss Oliveras, you only get one mom.
I know, ma'am.
So,
I know.
yeah, you can't contact her in person, but you may want to write her a letter of apology.
Phone calls?
Yeah, you can call her. You can call her on the phone. You can write her a letter. Tell her you're sorry.
Okay, ma'am.
Mother's Day will be coming up. Send her a nice card.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Judge, I'm sorry, you
Yes.
said that the evaluation can be done out of custody.
Yes.
So you should be.
All right. Probation. She can be out of custody for the evaluation. If you miss that evaluation, you're going to be back in custody for it. Okay. All right. Just one moment. All right. All right, state on Oliveras. I don't know if her attorney left. Oh. All right, thank you. Court is calling 2022 CR 5075, 2022 CR 634A, State of Texas versus Leo Ballesteri Jr. Could I have parties approach and announce for the record for the state,
Daniel Escobar from the state of Texas.
for the defense?
Alfredo Ribago for the defendant, Leo James Ballesteri.
All right, and are you Mr. Ballesteri?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, defense, in each of the cause numbers, I'm showing you what's entitled discovery acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in each of these cause numbers, and did you review that discovery with your client?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
In each of the cause numbers, the court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery.
Your Honor, I did speak with defense. There were 2 videos. We spoke with the detective earlier today. There were 2 videos that he did send to me while we were in court. I did inform defense that they existed and that they were out there and that I would upload them right after we got up to my office. But again, we informed defense of this.
And I discussed that with my client, Your Honor.
All right, defense, do you still wish to proceed with this plea?
Yes, we do, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Ballesteri, knowing that the state has these 2 videos, do you still wish to proceed with the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, then the court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Ballesteri, in each of the cause numbers, I'm showing you what's entitled true bill of indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, we do, Your Honor.
State in cause number 2022 CR 5075, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Your Honor.
And in cause number 2022 CR 6340A, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Ballesteri, in each of the cause numbers, I'm showing you what's entitled court admonishments. Did you review those documents with your attorney? Did you understand them? And did you sign them in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
In each of the cause numbers, you're charged with the offense of theft of aluminum, bronze, copper, and brass as a state jail felony. In each of the cause numbers, the range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
In each of the cause numbers, do you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor. I did.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in each of these cause numbers?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, in each of the cause numbers, has your clients been able to provide you with any defenses to the offense?
Yes, he has.
In each of the cause numbers, do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
In my opinion, he does.
In each of the cause numbers, do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, I do.
Mr. Ballesteri, in each of the cause numbers, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter the plea?
No, Your Honor.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement?
No, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, I am, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, I am.
In each of the cause numbers, the court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. In each of the cause numbers, I'm showing you what's entitled plea bargain agreement. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea bargain agreement in each of the cause numbers, the state is requesting that your punishment be assessed at 1 year in the state jail facility, and each of the cause numbers will run concurrently, and there are no applications. Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, it is.
State, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, it is.
Next, in each of the cause numbers, I'm showing you what's entitled waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Council, have there been any such motions?
No, there have not.
Then in cause number 2022 CR 6340A, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest, Your Honor.
And cause number 2022 CR 5075, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest, Your Honor.
State any evidence to support the defendant's plea.
Yes, Your Honor, in each case, state moves to admit what's been marked as exhibit 1 into evidence.
Any objections?
No objection, Your Honor.
In each of the cause numbers, I'm showing you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review those documents with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
In each of the cause numbers, the court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right. And each of the cause numbers, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty in each cause number. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, we are, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
I just want the court to follow the plea agreement, Your Honor.
And each of the cause numbers, as previously stated, the court is finding you guilty. The court will sentence you to 1 year in the state jail facility, give you credit for any time served. Each cases will run concurrent with each other. Is there anything else from either side with regards to sentencing?
Nothing for the defendant, Your Honor.
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
In each of the cause numbers, I'm showing you what's entitled trial court certification of defendant's rights to appeal. Did you review those documents with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
And because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we can go off the record. Mr. Valdez, why are you stealing?
I had a drug problem. And I was stealing for drugs.
So basically, when you have a problem, that means it's everybody else's problem. So you're stealing?
No, Your Honor, it is my own and I made a mistake.
Well, no, you didn't make a mistake. You made choices and they were bad choices. If you continue on the road you're traveling on, it's not going to end well for you because anytime you take drugs, you never know what you're getting. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
You need to do better. People don't like you stealing from them. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Good luck to you. Thank you.
Your Honor.
All right. Who is here for Mary Vidal? All right. If you can approach. Court is calling 2021 CR 6592 State of Texas versus Mary Vidal. Can I have? Are you okay, Ms. Vidal? All right, I'm going to need you to speak up for me, okay?
Yes.
All right, can I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Marcus Sanders.
for the defense?
Andrew Fraley.
And are you Ms. Vidal?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, I'm showing you what's entitled discovery acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case and did you review it with your client?
I've received all the discovery, I believe. I know I've received all the discovery the state has. Yes, Your Honor.
All right, court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Ms. Vidal, I'm showing you what's entitled application for community supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, next I'm going to show you what's entitled true bill of indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
No, Judge, we're waiving the enhancement paragraph.
Any objection?
No objections, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Sanders, could you give that to, I think probation needs that. All right, Ms. Vidal, I'm going to show you what's entitled court admonishments. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you're charged with prostitution 3 or more priors as a state jail felony? The range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe she has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against her?
Can you repeat the
All right.
question? I'm sorry.
That's okay. Do you believe she has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against her?
Yes, sir. We actually did a competency evaluation in regards to this. Dr. Humis, I don't know if that's on file in the court's file, but we have received those. She was deemed competent by Dr. Humis, and I agree that she is competent.
All right. Is it Humis or Jumis?
Whatever.
No, I mean, which one is it? So the record can be clear.
Jumes.
All right. It's Jumis. All right. Ms. Vidal, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No,
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement?
no, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived her right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea bargain agreement, punishment is to be assessed at 180 days in the state jail facility. There's no application for deferred adjudication. State recommends community supervision. They will take in consideration 2022 CR 4010, grand jury number 746575. Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement? Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
It is, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, sir.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
There you are.
Next, I'm showing you outside the plea bargain agreement. State is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 2 years. There'll be a TAP evaluation. Other recommendations are referral to Esperanza Court or referral to felony drug court. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state, and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State, any evidence?
Yes, state offer states exhibit 1 and
No objections, Your Honor.
Ms. Vidal, I'm showing you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, state and the packet that I've been given for stipulations. I have all of the felony convictions, but I don't have the 2 misdemeanors. I don't have 830-626 and 833-270.
This is the gift way to lean on this.
Counsel? Defense?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Welcome.
Numbers.
Okay. So that's-
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes, we're at the record. Mhm.
Gonna do this now.
No, just wait on this.
Be patient. Keep my mouth shut.
Oh, yeah. Sean, who's your client? I'm sorry, who? All right, and who's the prosecutor on that? All right, Daniel, we're gonna go off the record on this case. And we're gonna take this one up. Renee, are you okay with doing that? All right, court is calling 2022 CR 3617, 2022 CR 3618, State of Texas versus Rami Yandu. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state, for the defense?
Sean Sheffield.
And are you Rami Yandu? Counsel, in each of the cause numbers, have you received all the discovery and did you review that discovery with your client?
I did, yeah.
Then in each of the cause numbers, the court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. In each of the cause numbers, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review those documents with your attorney? Did you understand them? Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
I do, yeah.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented in each of the cause numbers?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Yundo, in each of the cause numbers, I'm showing you what's entitled Court Admonishments. Did you review that document with your attorney in each of the cause numbers? Did you understand it? And did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
In each of the cause numbers, you're charged with the offense on unauthorized use of a vehicle. That's a state jail felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights in each of the cause numbers?
Yes.
And did you intend to give up those rights in each of the cause numbers and enter into a plea bargain agreement?
Yes.
Counsel, in each of the cause numbers, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
Yeah, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I do, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
In each of the cause numbers, Mr. Yono, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter the plea?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Each of the cause numbers, the court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. In each of the cause numbers, I'm showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
In each of the cause numbers, punishment is to be assessed at 6 months in the Bexar County Jail under 12.44. Each of the cause numbers were run concurrently. State will take in consideration 2022 CR 5522, 2022 CR 3616, County Court cause number 6800088 and 6800931. Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement in each of the cause numbers?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense is at the plea bargain agreement.
It is, Your Honor.
State is at the plea bargain agreement.
It is, Your Honor.
In each of the cause numbers, I'm showing you the waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Then to the offense and as charged in 2022 CR 3617, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Contest.
And in cause number 2022 CR 3618, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State any evidence to support the defendant's plea.
Yes, Your Honor. In each case, the state moves to admit the remarks states exhibit 1 into evidence.
No objection. Your Honor.
In each of the cause numbers, I'm showing you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review those documents with your attorney? Did you understand them and did you sign them in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
In each of the cause numbers, the court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments. The court has reviewed the same. In each of the cause numbers, the court is finding there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court is finding you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, sir.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Your Honor, we just have to, you to follow the recommendation before the court. He does have credit through federal time, Your Honor. So we're just asking the court to allow that time.
All right, is this just judgment satisfied, state?
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
It is, Your Honor.
All right, and cause number 2022 CR 3617, the court will sentence you to 6 months in the Bexar County Jail under 1244. Give you credit for any time served, show that the judgment is satisfied. This run concurrent with 2022 CR 3618. Take in consideration 2022 CR 5522, 2022 CR 3616, county court cause numbers 58008. I'm sorry, correction.
6-8.
It's county court cause number 680088. County court cause number 680931. And then in cause number 2016 CR 3618, court will follow your agreement. As previously stated, the court is finding you guilty, will sentence you to 6 months in the Bexar County Jail under 1244. Give you credit for any time served. This is run concurrent with 2022 CR 3617. Take in consideration 2022 CR 5522, 2022 CR 3616, county court cause number 680088 and CC 68093. And the court will show that the judgment is satisfied. Is there anything else from either side with regards to sentencing?
No, Your Honor. No.
In each of the cause numbers, did you review a document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendants' Rights to Appeal? Did you understand it and did you sign it? All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And because these are felony convictions, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing. People don't like you riding in their vehicles when they're stolen or riding on motorcycles that are stolen. You ruin the car for the owner when you do that. You understand?
Yes,
If
ma'am.
you want a vehicle, then you need to get a job and earn it. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Otherwise, take the via bus or walk or get a bicycle.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Let me be excused.
Yes.
Thank you.
State, do you have the dismissals in those cases? All right, everyone, the court is going on recess. See, Brenda, I did the heartbreak. Are you ready on Vidal? All right, Brenda, we're just gonna finish up with Vidal. Everyone else will have to come back at 1:30. Brenda, you're happy with my heartbreak? All right, State.
I'll do it on the record, Judge.
All right, thank you. All right, we're back on the record in 2021 CR 6592, State of Texas versus Mary Vidal. State.
Yes, Judge. Sorry about that. We are moving to supplement State's Exhibit 1 with the prior judgments.
Any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, after reviewing State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yeah, Judge, we are asking the court to refer her to Esperanza Court
not sure if that requires setting for PSI or not,
No, it does not.
then we're ready to go.
All right, anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Judge, my client wants to go to Esperanza Court. We asked you to follow the plea bargain agreement. She does need some help with Esperanza Court and her criminal history, but we'd ask that you give her probation at this time to allow her a chance to get some recovery and some help.
All right, the court will sentence you to 180 days in the state jail facility, suspended and probated for 2 years. Take in consideration 2022 CR 4010, grand jury number 746575. There's to be a referral to Esperanza Court. If she is not accepted into Esperanza Court, then there's to be a referral to felony drug court. She's to remain in custody until the referrals are completed. There's to be a TAP evaluation. She's to remain in custody for the TAP evaluation. Proof of employment or SSI within 40 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. There's to be the UA hotline, field visits 2 times per month. Do you have any children? All right. Is there anything else that you need from the court to be successful? Do you need anything else?
We believe with Esperanza Court
Mhm.
that that'll be sufficient supervision to help her.
All right. All right, Ms. Vidal, I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendants' Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it? Right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand? Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand? All right, if you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand? All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing. How old are you? All right, it's time to stop this. I will tell you what I've told other people. Usually when you're picking people up, it's not like Pretty Woman, it's not the big, it's some guy. Although I do believe beauty is inside, but let's be honest, it's some guy who's not attractive inside or out. And it's some guy who wants you to do things that he has to pay for. You understand? And you never know if you're getting in the car with somebody who means you harm beyond what you have contracted for. Don't let there be a Lifetime movie and they have a law named after you because somebody killed you when you got in the car. You understand? All right, good luck to you.